We live, dog. And we live. Hey, welcome to Squeezy Sport. And today, joined by the homie Silen. Sorry, King. Um, I know
No
you wanted
worry.
to go grab something, but you can quickly go grab it. Yeah, we'll wait.
Yeah.
We'll wait. We can wait. Yeah. Yeah. No, what up, guys? Yeah, it's another episode. As you know, focusing more on being consistent. Monday reaction Monday, where we just discuss what happened during the week, as well as share our opinion with the various transfers that are about to take place or taking place. And so
Oh,
yeah, sit
here
there
we
and
go. Oh, here we go.
yeah. So yeah, when I sit there, and I think before we even start with transfers, bro, I'd like for us, I think, ladies first, right? So let's start off with the first topic. You know, will Banyana beat Italia?
It's a. I think it's a. I don't want it. We initially didn't want it to get to a point where it's keep on my calculator, but unfortunately, guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna take out those calculators.
Mm,
They they should. Um, this Bangana side has got goals in them.
yeah,
The
true.
problem is they get excited too early before the game ends. They need to be more brutal and kill a game. Like if
Yeah,
your opponent be ilahlile, you punish. Like
yeah.
I was watching the Spain versus Japan game.
Japan. Hey, dog.
Hey Baba.
Yeah.
Japan is Spain with ball possession of 22% in the first half. Yakora, 2 goals. 22%.
Yo, that's crazy, dog. That's
Um,
insane.
I saw another stat. I'll try and
Yeah.
find it. Japan in the attacking last third had
Yeah.
41 touches. Okay,
Wow.
Spain had 248 touches.
Yeah.
So
Yo.
I'm a goal
They,
corner. I think we just need to do right. Um,
yeah.
let's have faith in them. So I keep my calculator, scientific or not. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
But
tricky
another
one. I'm not a
uh,
betting person. If I were, I wouldn't on this one.
yeah, but another thing is, I also think the coach on her end, in game management is very vital.
Yeah,
Especially if we are in on the ascendancy. When we are on top of things, it's key that you ensure that we keep the foot on the accelerator. It's like
yeah,
when you're on the M1. When you're coming, let's say you're going to Santon from Midrand, right? After you've hit the Baklu interchange, it becomes a downhill. Once you're in that downhill, to shama futa, don't let the team come back and gain
yeah.
confidence. And so that's what for
It's
me
exactly
I
what
felt
if you like
what
team daughter,
happened.
if you like punish them to the
Yeah.
point where they don't see a way back.
100%. And that's what
Mm.
Japan are very good at. I mean, in this tournament. And I feel like they are dark horses. I mean, to beat Spain 4-0, a team that is a very, very competent team.
Now we're in
Uh,
Nigeria.
dude, you see Nigeria, dog. Nigeria are
I
solid
think
because that
they
group was very tough, dog.
yeah,
Very tough.
it was a strong group, and I think they're gonna
Yeah.
meet England in the next round.
Is it England?
Yeah,
Yo. Eish,
yeah.
England are a bit of a nuisance, dog, because they're one of my favorites. I mean,
No,
but of course we've
England has
seen
invested. England has
yeah,
invested a lot in female football.
100%.
Like we look at
Mm,
teams like Arsenal, we look at Chelsea, Man United's got
yeah.
Man City has got a thingy. So
Mm,
illegal. It helps promote good quality, and it's starting to show on the national side. So let's see how that happens. But I'm still gonna say, in as much as I've got England as one of my favorite, ngihamba ne-Africa mina, yeah,
yeah.
I'm not
Of
a
course.
nah. They can
No,
miss me.
likewise. Likewise, for me, I'm underdogs. I mean, even Colombia yesterday when they beat Germany 2-1, that was a
No
big
one saw that
result.
one. No
No
one
one
saw
saw
that
that
one.
result,
Mm.
and it seems as if there's just a lot of, there's also quite a few upsets in this tournament, and I'm enjoying that, because even with Australia losing to Nigeria, that was an upset because Australia are a very strong team, and yeah, dog. Long may these upsets happen, and I mean, I hope Nati. Of course, on paper, we are also the underdogs against Italy.
Italy.
I'm
Yeah,
just hoping that we can do the same, just come back and scrape. Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting out of the
out
group.
of
I
the
mean,
group stages. Yeah.
yeah, it's not
Mm.
about anything else, but just getting out. And so hopefully, Nati, we can do that.
Yabona nje ndoda mayasishaya nje quick 3 goals nyana first half.
Yeah, well,
By the time we were second half, the first 5 minutes of the second half, se pressure VV, game
yeah,
iphele 4-0. I'll be happy.
same here with me, man. I'll also be happy. But of course, hence I say the Italy are ranked higher than us. Actually, in this group, from a FIFA ranking
A ranking
standpoint,
standpoint, yeah, Mr.
we
Cesars.
the weakest, but like I do feel that we are more than capable of causing serious upset. We almost caused it against Sweden, the team
I
that
think
beat Italy 5-0. It's good that they also lost by that scoreline, because even the goal difference factor will play a role in us, of course, going through. So we just need Sweden to also do us a favor and beat Argentina emphatically, not 1-0. Man, I win about my 5-6 nil. What's it called difference? Can go
let
down.
me then, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
so I keep up my calculator, as I said, and
Yeah.
we do Desiree and the girls, and we hope for the best.
Yeah, dog. And did you see that even the Nigerian FA is pulling what Safa are doing with the
Yeah.
fans? It's Ian Wright. I'm not sure if you
Africa.
saw Ian Wright's tweet, bruh, where he's
Uh-uh.
like paid him. Yeah, he sent a tweet, to the Nigerian Federation saying pay them, and with of course exclamation mark, just to say that
Africa,
he's
Africa,
streaming.
Africa ni
Yeah.
mali. Wabona.
As if it's imali that is for the ladies, they're like, "Hi, man, imali ninganje nahlanje."
Yabona, when the time that I realized
Mm,
we were a lost nation,
mhm.
was when kuphuma imali yama PPEs and
Yeah, but
bayingenela, but like child
yo,
PPE man. That's when no, guys, come on.
yeah, that's true.
But
That's
yeah,
true. That's true. Yeah.
let's hope. Hey, but now, bazobatshela ukuthi win the tournament, and we'll talk after the tournament.
Guys, come on. And I mean, if our ladies, I feel like if our ladies were fully back properly, I do think they're more than capable of being competitive, and instead
Dude,
of
they won in
yeah,
Africa. They won the thingy
exactly what.
in Africa. So you
Mm,
don't just win Africa. There's strong nations in Africa when it comes to women's football.
yeah, no, that's true, and as well, even when you look at this current tournament, all African teams have at least gotten a W except us. So hopefully
Mm.
we can follow suit, because even Morocco now, Mizolo, they also got a W. And this morning I watched Zambia and
I missed that one. And Costa Rica.
yeah, and Costa Rica, yeah,
Mm.
Zambia won 3-1. Even though in the second half they were pulling a essay, this thing of trying to defend the lead. They scored the third goal like in stoppage time. Yeah, they scored in stoppage time the third goal just to seal the deal. But nonetheless, they did get the W. And yeah, man, it's encouraging. I hope our ladies are also inspired, man, to see the other nations get their W's,
Because
because we
it's
just need
possible.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
But
indeed.
Tisabona, as I said, we're with them. They know what they need to do.
Yeah.
If yeah, but thing are goals and goals, and not to concede, and
And
not to be starstruck, not to be frightened with the tournament,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. And of
for
course,
them, this could start the tournament for them.
and another thing is as well, Sitle and Dog, they must also think of their personal careers. If they do well as a team, it'll open doors for everyone to start playing in these major leagues. I just hope they mindful of that, because I think our teams tend to not be mindful of that, especially the men's team. That if you guys play well, you know,
You advertise
I,
yourself.
be advertising yourself, and you could get a very big move that would change your life. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a short career, and I mean, not everyone is as privileged as your Mbappe's of the world.
Where
Where you're
they
just
start
getting
off early.
60M. Yeah, or you get 60M just for being loyal to the
Loyalty.
club for a season. You know, yeah, and so it's just in jail to apply yourself and just be mindful that what, if I put my best foot forward, I could potentially land a proper move, a move that could potentially change my life. So yeah, I just hope they're mindful of that as well, the ladies. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's jump on to the next topic. Yeah, man, I'm not too sure if you saw, but yeah,
Hey, your boy
we
is quick. Your boy
yeah.
is quick.
Hey, Marie, you see, that's the thing. You guys are talking about the physical side of things, bro. What
No,
about
no, no, no.
the technical side?
No. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Let's look at it this way. What
yeah,
type of football, or what type of attacking football does Ten Hag or is Ten Hag been playing? It's that
yeah,
counter-attacking, fast-paced football.
yeah,
And
yeah,
man, when I'm he's fucking hella quick, my guy. He is
yeah,
fast. And
yeah,
if he can keep up with the Rashfords of this world, and I'm trying to think of Anthony. I don't rate him pace wise. He's
yeah,
quick when he has the ball on his feet, but I'm talking about like outright speed. Because I
yeah.
saw I saw Uti his top speed, your new boy, is 27.8 kilometers per hour.
Yo, that is quick. Yo,
That
yo,
that's
yo, yo.
that
And
that is quick.
for a player of his size, bro, because this guy is big. You see the difference between him and Haaland is that Haaland is like tall. He reminds me of young Zlatan or Haaland.
Yeah.
When you remember when Zlatan was still
Mm.
in his Inter days.
In his
Yeah,
Barca. Well,
yeah.
before was it Barca? Yeah, Barca
No,
days.
it was Inter. It was Juve. It was Juve, then Inter. In those days, it was Zlatan was also tall. He had pace. Whereas with HOJLUND, he's also tall, but he's more stocky. He's got like the Wayne Rooney, type of build, And I'm not too sure if you saw, but for
Ah,
Denmark, he's 6'6". Hey,
zangena ezimnyama. Zimnyama
hey,
ngenkani.
Shakti. Hey man, ikambani.
Shomo chita zakhala.
Ezimnyama ngenkani.
Hayi zakhala lokho. Basibhekisa ipalethi ngekani.
Yes, so I'm
What's
so
the issue?
sorry.
No, it's just load shedding.
Yo, but it should be back on your end, Mfethu. It really should be back. But hey, at least you've got a converter. Abo when Mfethu, you are
A
prepared.
converter.
It's
It's an inverter when I'm
I said okay, inverter.
No,
My
yeah, you
bad,
said
my
a
bad,
converter. You want to convert
my
him?
bad.
Mm.
No, my bad. I meant inverter. I know Cheese understands what I meant, and that's why he's not laughing at me. He knows
He
good to what
can't.
I
He's
was
in the
talking
dark.
about. Yeah. But anyway, Cheese dog. Let's ask Cheese as well because I mean, yeah. I was asking Usihle N about HOJLUND. Do you perhaps have your take on him? Have you seen him play before? Do you think he will uh, be as good as your striker? Yeah, Azia. Cheese.
Haaland ufike ku-Premier League over 100 and something goals in fun.
Yeah,
So
of
it's a
course.
different story. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think given time, he can prove himself. But Haaland, already putting him on the bar with Haaland is a very difficult one.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying he. I'm just saying. Do you think he could potentially grow to be that? Because I mean, he's only 20 years old. I mean,
I
it's
think Kalila. I think Kalila
yeah,
X. He's already
yeah.
an upgrade to what you have.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we had
So
Uweghorst last season, Pele.
yeah. So the bar is low. So don't go immediately umfage to go toe to toe with the
The best of
best
the best.
striker in the EPL right now. He's an
Yeah.
upgrade to what you have. Take him as that, and then work. But many paychecking Itanda, and it's gonna work to his system. Man United. Bruno's gonna enjoy what he can spread them up passes from both sides, where Rashford on the one side and
Yeah.
your boy either going in the middle or going the other side. But yeah, wish him all the best. Not really, but yeah.
Yeah. I no. He's a dog. Because even with me, man, I won't lie. I won't act like I've seen him play. I've only just seen one international game. It's the one where he scored a hat trick against Finland. It was, of course, Finland #1. So I did not get carried away and think that Yazini, this guy is the next big thing. But I mean, at his age and for him to score a hat trick for his national team is a huge thing. I mean, I can't imagine seeing a South African
I think
20-year-old
also
scoring a hat trick for
I think
Bafana
also
Bafana.
people get caught up in that there's a new signing that your recruitment has been following progress, yeah, and then people
Yeah.
take snippets and put them on YouTube. Then they call him the second coming, and I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
snippets on YouTube can make a player seem like a better player than what he is.
Yeah. Have you seen Mason Mount's YouTube videos, bruh? He looks hella wavy. They show clips of him taking free kicks, hitting the top corner. They show videos of him, that assist against Man City in the Champions League final. Yeah, you are right. These videos, especially with players going to Man United, because that's the reason why, man. I just don't, at times, man, my fan base, we tend to get carried away. I mean, the kid is just, in the infancy of his professional career. So I feel like there's a level of poise and calmness that we need to, show as a fan base instead of
Just a question
out there.
for
Yeah.
Martial is fit. Does
Is he?
HOJLUND walk in?
Is he fit, or is this like
Yeah,
a
I'm asking
hypothetical?
if Martial is fit, does HOJLUND
Yeah.
walk into that starting 11?
Oh, I still believe the manager would start HOJLUND ahead of Martial. I'm not saying because Martial is poor in any way. Because you know me, I've rated Martial for the longest time. It's just um, it's his availability that's the problem. He is someone who isn't as available as he should. But Martial has great link-up play. He's someone who knows how to link with, especially with Rashford, very well. And so yeah, man, it all depends because right now he's not fit. So I do think we will start off with HOJLUND. He'll of course test HOJLUND and see how well he plays, and hopefully he does turn up. And does deliver. Of course, my expectations are low at this moment because I do know the pressures of coming from another league into the Premier League. It's tough, dog. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys like Abu Skamaka. Skamaka was killing it at Serie A, and then at West Ham he looks the shadow of himself. And even in the Euros, remember Skamaka did well for Italy.
Yeah.
So it's tough in the Premier League. It's 50-50 and like Yazin, because there are guys like Abu Mahrez who are unknown. Kante was an unknown. Dimitri Payet, I only knew him on PlayStation because I used to coach Olympique Marseille. So I knew of him because he used to score for me. But like when he came into the Premier League, he hit the ground running. So I mean, I'm hoping that he is the latter, in the sense that he comes in and he, establishes himself very well. Yeah.
Is that it? Are
Yeah,
you done
so
with
Yeah.
sorry, go for it. Go for it, please.
Azia cheese.
so Mina, I think Iskataka Marshall is over. You guys need to cash in on him.
And him phony cheese.
And he must be out. Aye. Thina sambi sithenga noma yini thina. Hey, it's nice. We have money but hayi ukudlala.
Yeah, that's
so I think Marshall is probably best to cash in on him now. If he has another season like he had in the past few seasons, I think that's his value pretty much down the drain in total. So HOJLUND has a big opportunity. I mean, you can't get worse than what Vekhorst did for you last season.
Hey.
So he really, the bar for him isn't very high. Of course, the problem comes again when when fan bases start comparing these guys to Haaland
Yeah.
and start
Eish.
comparing these guys to all these big guys. I mean, last season that was Darwin Nunez's biggest problem. Came into the season and he is being compared to Haaland. And Haaland has
Yeah.
been banging goals for the longest time. So about Diaz, yes, they still need to earn their keep. Aufigila Pine in the league, same time and
Yeah.
kick it off Zulu. So he is gonna have a bit of a tough time with Hoyland, but with a team like United that creates a lot of chances, and he has decent pace, Hoyland as well. So
Yeah.
it could be very beneficial to how you guys play, depending on who's going to be providing the supply.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
also,
yeah.
how much did you guys get him for?
Eish. Eish.
80.
I was waiting for that. Isn't it
So no, no,
72 without add-ons? I'm
It's
add-ons
80
on going
mil.
after
eight.
eish,
Okay, uh,
80. And that's
try by
Saitan
all means,
Diazing.
try by
Yeah.
all means to not compare and say, well, if he's an 80 million player, we demand. How many goals did the Golden Boot winner get?
36 some bits.
Yeah, because City got to Haaland for what 75,
Yo.
so it's around that figure. So don't do that. Let
Yeah.
him get settled. Hopefully he
Mhm.
doesn't. And
Yeah, this guy's a hater, hasn't. But and also Kore Bridge. I was telling you an onke, Mpana.
just because
Yeah,
Kore
just
but
because you
Bridge.
got
but for me, scoring at the bridge anymore is no longer a big thing. These guys are what
oh
13
yeah,
Yeah.
or something.
No, I know,
that's what
I
I was
know,
gonna
I
Last
say.
know, I know, cheese, but me nangiting funa ufiyela bona. That's the reason why I want to score the bridge.
Now then,
Just to be on
oh,
then
the
you
case.
don't have your eye on the prize. That's why you don't do it.
I it's because you
Chelsea
guys
is
are
not
against
Chelsea.
my you guys on the
Chelsea
group
no,
chats,
hold
man. You're
on.
always on my case,
nah,
man.
even if we lose to Chelsea, I wouldn't care. I mean, they have all the time in the world to prepare for a league game. So
Yeah,
I mean, if I lose against Chelsea, it's all right. So what am upon me?
It's exactly that.
yeah,
You know, we are rebuilding. Satella pace here too, bit by bit. I think
yeah,
the target has been set. Which last season we finished 13th.
yeah.
This season we can't afford to finish 13th.
I know it won't happen, Coach. Just one thing that will happen is Hoyland scoring at the bridge. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all, Jay.
I
It
mean,
has
I'm
to
not
be
sure.
today. I
I'm
will
not sure. I
sure.
think his squad sabo Lawan Lava is still too big for a coach to deal with. They still need to
Hey,
get rid of a few more players. I mean, you've
yeah.
already
You
got
know
rid of
what?
who? Mount,
Let's
Havertz.
yeah. Let's segue. Yeah, let's segue. Plus, I mean, new
So
cheese has started it off.
I'll
Yeah,
go first. Which has got a complete squad, so you won't say much. And I mean,
yeah,
I feel
No, I,
my
I lost I lost Mahrez, bro, and Mahrez is a very key player in terms of what we do. So we need to get him in. Otherwise, we're sitting on Palmer. So to be fair, I also have a few points, but I'll let you go first.
okay. From my side, I was concerned with the striker, the number 9, but
Jackson.
Jackson, from what I'm seeing, I wouldn't want to splurge too much money. I mean, look at Bayern. Bayern is wanting to break the bank and get. They want to pay 80 mil. Sorry, it's 80 mil, and then 10 mil Bazifaka as add-ons. So right now, getting a striker, a good striker, you're not paying anything less than 60, 70 mil. So
Is
let's
this is
not.
this Kane?
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. This is for a 30-year-old.
Yeah, but do you think Kane wouldn't be a good addition for your team?
No, he would. That's why I'm using him as an example, because if he comes in, yeah, but we don't have that much of money to spend on a 30-year-old. Because if we look at our age average in the squad, we are slowly decreasing it. We're now one of the longest serving players is Ukepa, and Ukepa
wow.
3 years old.
Yeah, no,
Well, Thiago.
that's
Well, Thiago is also one of the oldest players. So
yeah,
That's the other thing. So striker, we can scratch that off. The one place that concerns me, or two places that concern me, is Kepa has got errors in him. So the goalkeeping part. But I don't want to do what we did with when Umendi came through, where we weren't sure who's the number one. And there was a time where both stank the place up. So I was watching Arsenal is wanting who's the keeper from what's the
Raya.
keeper's name? Uraya. I'm like, yeah, but not if Uraya is not going to be coming in Arsenal to play second fiddle to Ramsdale. Because if you look at my stats, Raya from last season,
Raya's solid, bro.
Yeah, he was first in a
Raya's
lot of
solid,
things.
bro. He was my keeper in fantasy as well. So.
Exactly, me too. For majority of the season, yeah.
He's not coming in.
We're Sanchez. Sanchez, literally the only keepers you can mention.
And even
outside of
Pope,
the top six.
Pope
so speaking of Sanchez,
my top six.
Apparently, we're putting in a bid for him.
Yeah, Sanchez is a good.
I heard.
Yeah, so if we can do that, and then there's that role that exists in the middle, Kaka Enzo where Brighton is holding us ransom because my phone 100 mil. So I think Pochettino has assessed his team because the last bid that went in was an 80 million bid and it was rejected. So is it
but I mean,
dropping 100 mil?
But you see, the difficult decision, the difficult point here, right? And I'll tell you why I feel Brighton can always hold you ransom. First of all, you guys previous season spent 120 million for Enzo.
Yes.
Same position, same age group. Yes, he's a World Cup winner, so was minus 20 million and say 100 million, right? Then you guys let go of Kante before you got him in. So we can hold you guys ransom. We'll be like, yeah, you guys need this player more than anything.
Yeah.
So
basically,
you guys, we can keep milking you.
Yeah. But you don't want the situation also, you don't want the situation where United is finding themselves in. United need to clear out quite a few players, but they want to clear out 2 weeks,
United,
2 weeks left before the season starts. And whoever's going to be buying, they know what they need to be letting go of players.
Yeah. With United's wage bill, Donna, it's almost impossible. With United's wage bill, all of those players are like players you can't really like take.
No,
like you can't even if they sell it to us for 20 million, we still have to match a wage of 400,000 or 300k. It's very hard for clubs like West Ham, Everton. It's almost impossible for them to be able to afford
I don't think Aston Villa is going to be shopping in Man United.
Yeah, no, never, dog. And then which is we can see that we just handing out contracts, bro. Like even no Mount right now is on 250. It's gonna be very hard for us to get rid of such a player who, for me, doesn't deserve that sort of money. Yeah, well, but as well,
two places.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I was about to add on an area I think you guys need to strengthen.
Okay, cool. Let me just quick recap. 2 places, goalkeeper, and they position Enzo in the middle, and that's it.
All right. For me, I just want you to name me your midfielders, other than Enzo. Can you name me your current midfielders in your squad?
Yeah, it's let me go to the squad. It's the
boy
with the
you see, but you see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the reaction.
Chukwemeka is your main man. Chukwemeka.
Yeah, that's why I raised the middle, which is a concern. We also have those two boys. We have those 2 boys that are on the come up. The one Brazilian is it Sandro? Sandro
Augusto, but isn't he
right back, Malagusto.
No, but like you see, Sitle and Mpana, as mentioned, dog, it's you guys need more than just one midfielder, in my opinion. I think that's the area of your guys' weakness. You guys had let go of Kante and Kova, who are very, very, for me, who I still rate. I do believe.
Not Jorginho,
Jorginho. You see what I'm saying?
Kova was the best midfielder last season.
Exactly, Fitz. You see what I'm saying? You guys let go of those sort of midfielders. And so for me, it's not just only Caicedo, because if you get injuries, what will happen? You know, you guys
There's
are gonna be
another
like a
boy
Man
also
United where
who
you're forced to bring in Abo McTominay, you know, standard drops, because there's a difference between Moisey, Caicedo, and the players you are about to name now.
yeah. What's his
Caicedo is yeah.
There's
I'm trying to
Casadei, whatever the player is.
Chukwemeka is the main guy now, actually, with next to Enzo.
Yeah.
From what
Yeah.
I can
Unless
see from the friendlies.
yeah, but how is he playing though? Because I haven't been checking out
I like
Chelsea.
Chukwemeka. I like
Oh, yeah,
Chukwemeka.
Top
I
tier.
I
don't
like
Yeah.
know.
Chukwemeka.
And which
I like
country is he
him,
from?
but he won't be someone who they can expect them to run the whole season for them. Who's that other Arsenal?
Yeah.
That Arsenal holding midfielder kid who was loaned out. I don't know what his name was. There was Arsenal holding midfielder kid, young guy who was loaned out to Crystal Palace.
Wafika washine.
Yo,
Did he shine?
he started playing well, right? But
Yeah.
Arsenal were expecting that kid to be their first choice, and it was never going to be that sort of a thing. And I feel if they want the same thing with Chukwemeka, Lapana, a Chelsea, then they're gonna have a surprise this season.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, anyway, there's not many teams who play two pivots. It's just backward football. Playing two pivots in this day and age is just backward football. You need to be brave enough. You need to be brave enough to have a box in next to your holding mid and out and out 10. But if I'm not to holding midfielder today, day and age, during a pirate,
hey, dude, I know, I fully agree.
You're giving one player away, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I mean, teams now have adopted what Pep is doing, which is basically we start with a 4, but we now have one centre mid who's more ball playing coming into the middle. And I think if coach with Chelsea has been way out of football for too long, for him to start adapting to that.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. The Chelsea manager has got a
Chelsea.
No, if I didn't withdraw from football last season, I'll never withdraw from football. Because that was a dark time.
Yeah, it's dark ages.
It was bad last season, man. It was bad. But I mean, it's topped it off. The new season, you guys are what? Maybe 4th in the league now, alphabetically. So it's a good start.
At least you're looking on the positive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, now Chiefs, let's talk about your team. Where do you think you guys need to strengthen? I mean, you guys have lost quite a few ballers on your end.
Yeah, so I think first of all, we need to solve the Cancelo situation. I think it's a situation that no one's dealing with. It's like an elephant in the room because Pep said he doesn't want him. Cancelo said he doesn't want to come back. So it's the elephant in the room. We had to take him on tour because we're paying a salary, and we need to still try to sell him, right? We're still trying to get people to buy. But for me, we're always gonna have a problem if we lose Cancelo because we don't have enough fullbacks, and Cancelo can play left and right back. So if he and Pep can solve whatever dilemma they are doing or dealing with right now, it will be good for us in the long run, right?
But I'm yet to find a player that is made up. I've yet to find a player that is made up with the Pep. Once you go on Pep's side,
you got.
I mean, for me, I still say I don't want a player like Cancelo's attitude, like Sane's attitude, like all of these guys who had terrible attitudes in the team because it just dismantles what we're trying to do as a football group. Those kind of players are just not good for us. And I think the biggest worry for us as well is that if we do manage to sell Cancelo, who do we get in again, right? Because yes, there are talks of Variol coming in. It's another centre back, which means that Stone's going to be our backup right back again, or Zakanji, and you see that whole sort of thing. Laporte also rumored to be out if we get Variol in. and that for me, I don't like that because I'm a big fan of Ivan Laporte. I think.
We need a
Yeah,
center
but
back menu.
yeah, but I mean, guys like Laporte want to go to Barca, so there's not much you can do with players who want to do that. So currently, we are holding him ransom because we're saying we can't let you go until we get our center back. But he's another player who has been very professional in the way he's dealing with this current dilemma. But at some point, he's going to want to leave, and there's nothing we can do about it. So
James, tomorrow is the first of August.
Yeah.
That means it's less than 10 days.
Less than 10 days, then we're in trouble, bro. So the Vario situation is actually not bad. Actually, I think the Vario situation is probably something that we can solve because the deal is in place. It's just the fee and the add-ons because they want 100 mil flat plus add-ons.
Yeah.
So we're saying we can give 90 plus add-ons to make it 100 mil, but they want it flat. So Pep doesn't want to spend that much on the centre back if we have Laporte and we have so many other centre back.
Is it me or you let 10 mil hold a deal that's already close? It's at 90 and the ask is 100 mil.
So again, you see, in this business, right? It's about principle.
The
reason why City is doing good business and the reason why you guys are splashing all this cash to get these players is because we have principle. We are offering a project. We are offering so much more for player development and so forth. And we don't want to evaluate. We don't evaluate a centre back at 100 million. Once you start taking out 100 million from a centre back, then we really send the game to.
I don't think Chelsea has been pledging this season. Last season, sure, but this season, this window, we're very calm for what we did last season.
Yeah.
So I think
because now you have a coach who's telling that American guy, "Good Debo, this is not basketball. You don't do whatever nonsense that you're doing."
So
and
I think
it's more calm. And he's probably advised Guti if he continues with this, he's touching FFP. So as a using door, it needs to be avoided. But I mean, if so keep 100 mil for your centre back, we're just mudding up the game, really, in all honesty, right? So we're trying to keep it reasonable. We don't want to be held ransom by clubs. City don't want to do that. It's become a philosophy now in terms of how we buy players and how we go to market. If a player doesn't want to join our club and is after the salary, then he's not really after what we're doing as a club, right? So the sporting project is not what he's after. So for me, the Vario situation, I'm fine. If we don't get him, we can still keep Laporte. We still have another left-footed centre back in Ake, and we still have very, very solid defenders in our team. I think for me, it's trying to find someone who's going to lock down that right wing, because losing Mahrez in that position is a bit tricky. And I still think we're going to need Bernardo to play in the middle, even though I've been seeing Pep starting to play Foden in those 10 positions. And I don't like Foden there. I think there's just something about Foden that isn't relaxed enough. I think when he's in the 10, I think he tries to rush too much, Foden, when he's in the 10 positions. Silva,
when you have him on the side.
Yeah, so I think I'd rather have him on the side. I'd also like to try him on the right-hand side. See if he can actually be a Mahrez replacement. But Pep loves Bernardo there because he just has so much space and he has so much talent and skill and ball retention. So it just makes it so good for him. But right now we're also trying to keep a hold of our young players who are coming through the developments. Like Cole Palmer is wanted by quite a few clubs. McAtee wants to go back out on loan again, but he's willing to fight for his position. So it's just for us to find the right mix and match. I don't think we need to overhaul our squad. I think we have enough players. It's just maybe one or two guys who we can get in, not to be starters, but to be regulars in our team, or makeshift in terms of when we get some injuries.
Yeah, I know.
I think your squad is sorted.
But the thing is that my thing is that Sihle and Mfethu, after winning a treble, dog, it's very there's also that element of motivating these guys to go again. I mean, some of them you may find that they may, take things easily because they've already achieved everything in club football. So for me, the hunger aspect is something that will be interesting to see. I know Pep Injaye game, and I'll never ever underestimate this man's ability in competing in the Premier League. But at the same time, I'm also wary that majority of the squad are players that have actually won the Champions League and FA Cup. Yeah, well, so when I look at a team like Real Madrid, who now in recent times have won a shitload of trophies and still continue to go for the major trophies, there's always a slight tweak in the in the squad where you find a few new faces that have never tasted glory before, or they have maybe at Bayern like Alaba, but want to taste it in another team. So yeah, that and midfield. Of course, you guys got Kova. Yeah, actually, no midfield. Yeah, you guys have replaced Gundo. So it'll just go down to whether Kova will be as impactful as Gundo in important games. Because one thing about Gundo, you've mentioned this a lot of times, Cheese, that Gundo used to deliver at the most important stage of the season. I mean, I recall 2 seasons back where you and Liverpool were, neck and neck. I think Aston Villa went 2 goals up. Coutinho even scored the second, and the title was going to Anfield. And then Gundogan substitution, brace changes the game. So for me, it's hey man, even now with FA Cup final, it's that volley dog. It still haunts me till today. That volley
Yeah,
scored
actually,
against
David,
us.
actually, David,
But
David, and
I
us
know
are
that,
supposed
but
to get it.
but
dude, yeah,
Ukova doesn't have that in him. I think he has a
yeah,
35 goals for Chelsea or something
yeah, yeah,
in his
yeah. I know
career.
it doesn't
So
have a lot. Yeah,
he doesn't have that in, and to be fair, Gundo didn't have that. Gundo didn't have that killer
yeah,
instinct. Everyone saw Gundo as a holding mid who's going to be there and just moving the ball
yeah.
around
Yeah,
and
True.
passing it around. And as soon as he came to Pep, he became this
Mm,
different sort of player who now has a keen eye for goal. And
yeah,
Kovacic scored a brilliant goal last season for Chelsea. I remember that logo, that
Liverpool.
volley.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
So
one.
yeah, Liverpool,
Yeah.
yes. So he has it in him, right? Now it's
Mm-hmm.
just to unleash it. Like now,
Yeah.
someone to say, go smash it, bro. Go
Yeah.
enjoy. You don't have to be the second holding mid now. You are the
Yeah.
8 or the 10 who's supposed to get into the box. We have a centre back who comes and sits with our holding mid. So don't worry about that sort of role.
Yeah.
Try to fix that other part of you, that keen eye for a through pass, that long
Yeah.
ball to switch the flank. Remember, Kovacic trying to pass that short. It's
Yeah.
about playing short.
And
You need to have that vision to play it to those wingers, to try to play it to Haaland over the top. Just try those
yeah,
things. Be different. It must be more dynamic, I think, under
dynamic.
City as opposed
Yeah.
to at Chelsea.
And another thing is as well with Kova. Kova knows how to dribble, bruh. That's another thing
Yeah.
about him. He knows how to
And he keeps
carry
the
the
ball,
ball.
man. He knows
Yeah.
to protect the ball as well. That's important, man. For the six, very
Yeah,
important.
and it's also ultra press resistant. That's another
Yeah,
thing about him. And
yeah.
I mean, like for me, that's where when I look at my team, I know we're still talking about yours. When I look at the weaknesses in my team, is when I look at us playing Bruno, Mount, and Casemiro in midfield, I fear that from a press resistance standpoint, when we get pressed, we are gonna give away the ball. And I mean, this morning when I watched the highlights of United and Dortmund, that's like Dortmund, we gifted them the 3 goals that we conceded, because of our inability to play through the press. And I know Ten Hag is he wants us to be a counter pressing team, but at the same time, what happens when we get pressed? We need midfielders that can actually play through the press comfortably. And that's where I feel like City gets it spot on. Everyone in your midfield can actually do that, whether it's Rodri, whether it's De Bruyne, whether it's Kova. Futu Bernardo Silva is the most press resistant guy, in my opinion, in your team. Maba, he can just dribble through tight spaces and just make something out of nothing. And that's what separates your team with the rest of the league is that you guys can press, but at the same time, when you guys get pressed, you still know how to play your game comfortably. You know, you don't see any issues at all. Yeah.
That boy, that boy, from Ajax,
Yeah.
what's his name? That's in the Man United side.
Donny van der Beek.
Donny.
Yeah.
What are your feelings around him this season?
Me
Yeah.
personally,
Why
okay.
is he left the club?
Ish, dude, it's that you see with Donny, he's just been very unlucky with them injuries, man. Like, and he's getting like serious ones, you know. Whereas Martial, it's muscle related issues. Donny's ones, man.
Martial, it's in the mind. He's weak. I see.
Yeah, but we need to be honest. We need to be honest. Donny was never the chairman at Ajax team.
Yeah,
he was a squad
he was
player.
never.
In that Ajax team, Donny was a squad player, and
exactly.
And for the fact that he's the one who got the contract to United, was
weird.
Very
it was weird, and
it's crazy.
Yeah, it just shows you a talent ID as an organization. But you are right, Cheese. For me, the best player at Ajax, okay, one was I like Frankie, guys. You know, Frankie is
Frankie, of course. Frankie, head and toes above, bro. And then De Ligt, definitely.
Yeah, then De Ligt,
right then. And then I'll even actually say Tagliafico probably even makes it third, because Ziyech, what he did for the team was allow them to give the ball to someone who can hold it and not lose it. And create the width for them. Right. And I always say the best teams, especially teams who dominate in Europe, you always have a wide man who can keep the ball and who can make people run the opposite direction. Right. If you look in the years, you'll always find a team that has someone who can be able to do that for them. And that's always the crux. But for me, Tagliafico, De Ligt, there's many more players who are really solid than
Donny. And that's
so
true.
And that's why Natatu blinked before him.
Yeah. Man. And Blint was for me decent, dog. Like I like Blint.
Blint was fine.
Yeah.
He's a good squad player. Okay.
Yeah, very good.
You only let go of him because of his heart-related issues, or was it afterwards?
Nah, it's because Mourinho just didn't rate him.
It wasn't on
Mourinho. Yeah, he was on contract. It's just Mourinho just didn't rate him, because the other things with Blint could play multiple positions as well.
Center back, left back, holding mid.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he could cross the ball. You know, Blint for me, he was a solid squad player. But yeah, man, you are right with Donny.
Emiliako really concerns me. Because
it's always been a concern, and I feel like our manager hasn't assessed it. He hasn't fixed it.
Sorry, getting the right players. The
three players in McTominay, in Fred, in Donny are of a concern. They've been given ample time. I think Fred has peaked. I don't know if I'm being too harsh on him. McTominay has peaked also. And then Donny, there's this question mark around him. So you've got three players in the same vicinity, if you want to call it, where Bonke Badala in the middle of the park. So for you to get another midfielder, like that Moroccan guy that you are getting him, you need to let go of one of these three.
Yeah, but the thing is that he's not as expensive, and I do get what you mean, Sitleen. Minavela do want us to get rid of those three only because of them from a press resistance standpoint and ball retention standpoint. Fred, McTominay just aren't good at retaining the ball. Their best attributes are off the ball and not on the ball. You know.
Yeah. So West Ham must do you guys a favor. They've got 100 million that's burning a hole in their pocket.
Yeah.
But they haven't spent it. They haven't bought anyone this season. They can go right ahead and Batubafuna both.
Yeah. I know that's true, dog.
When I say both, I'm talking about McFred.
Yeah, McFred, bro. Because
I think they've both played under
rumors.
Yeah.
Is there rumors? There's rumors.
No, there isn't. That's the thing. It's
okay.
Quiet.
You guys are creating the rumors.
Yeah, we're just hoping Moise is watching.
I'm talking a situation that can work for both teams.
Yeah. But another thing is that sorry,
Go for
sorry,
it.
sorry. Sid.
Go,
Yeah, I
no,
just
go
wanted
for
to
it.
say, you see, with me, man, like you like I've been looking at our midfield in particular, from a ball retention standpoint. Even against Borussia Dortmund, I watched the extended highlights on the MUTV app now, and the first half we were very good at holding on to the ball because we were playing Ericsson and Donny. Because those two guys, the best attributes are on the ball and not off the
No,
ball.
but
Yeah,
no, Coach Lava, I understand that they come from the
yeah,
same club and same
yeah.
philosophy, so it
Oh
helps.
yeah.
It helps
Mhm.
sometimes to play someone who understands you, man.
Yeah, that's
Or
true. That's true.
umuntu ofuna ukuhlala agijima. Like
Yeah,
if it's from possible, then when udlala nomuntu ofuna ukugijima njalo, then it makes it hard for you because kumele uvale ibhola ujike, and I
yeah,
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah. And then second half we took off Donny as well as Ericsson, and then we played Bruno and Mount, who for me their best attributes are off the ball, not on the ball. Yeah, well, and that's when we were struggling. There were gapes in the midfield. Casemiro was isolated, and of course Casemiro is not a midfielder who has the pace. And I think any DM, even no Rodri, if he's isolated, it's not gonna.
You can
They're
pass
not gonna.
around him, basically.
Yeah, you can pass around them, and so for
Yeah.
me, we need ball carriers right now, preferably hybrids. When I look at your team, Cheese, um, Gundogan was considered a 6, right? But at the same time, even if you play him as an 8, I remember when you guys beat us 6-3, we benched Rodri, Nafaga, Ukundo, and you still managed to pipe us. And so for me, that's the reason why I want Amrabat so much, because Amrabat is like a hybrid essentially. He's also another one who's press resistant, and at the same time, he can also carry the ball, and knows
Yeah.
how to deliver a killer pass. And so for me, those are the sort of midfielders we should be scouting instead of scouting for Abo Mason Mount. That's the reason why my manager should Mount not perform. He's gonna have to take the blame. Like I will really question him, because why are you gonna bring in a guy like Mount where you could have went to the French league? Even Verratti, dog. Verratti Naya, I'm not too sure if he's still I don't know his situation at PSG.
Yeah.
But like
He wants
But
out.
that's the sort of
he's
midfielders
he's
that's the
he's,
sort of
he's
midfielder
going,
I
man.
like.
Yeah, yes, yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
yeah,
Saudi
well,
Arabia,
Yeah,
man.
Ancelotti wants out.
yeah, you see what I'm saying? I like midfielders like Abo Verratti Ganje, who can, you know, do a bit of everything in the middle of the
Yeah,
park. They can
yeah,
carry, they
yeah.
can hold, they can break presses. Even if there's two guys
Yeah.
coming, he can hit a 1-2 through you, he can run through you.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
no,
those sort of
Verratti is good.
midfielders.
Verratti is good.
Yeah, I'm
Verratti is
saying
good right there.
Verratti, it's
Yeah,
clever.
yeah,
Whereas
but you just suppose
yeah,
it. But basically, you're supposing the wrong club, man. You're
hey,
supposing a
Shitanga.
club that doesn't see football like you, my brother, and
Yeah.
it's painful, level. Support a club that
Yeah.
doesn't see football in the same light as you, and it's very important the
Yeah.
things that you're mentioning, Fana, because again,
Yeah.
Casemiro and Rodri aren't the same sort of players,
They're
right?
not, dog.
Casemiro,
Yeah.
Casemiro, Casemiro can be a centre back, but Rodri
Yeah.
won't be a good centre back, right? And
Uh-huh.
Rodri can be a good 8, but Casemiro will never be a good 8
Never be a good
because he
damn
doesn't
boy.
have that in him. You know?
But he can
And
score goals
and
though.
and yes, the thing of Casemiro.
Casemiro. Yeah, it was Shamo.
Casemiro has a good shot, yabo.
Yeah,
Una
he
shot
does.
to Casemiro, yabo. And all
Slice
defensive midfielders
speed.
have that. But
Yeah.
Casemiro ngeke shower road. Casemiro ngeke
Yeah.
place ibhola road.
Yeah.
Passionate or it's not in him, yabo. And
Yeah.
it's not to say Casemiro is a bad player, but Casemiro works well with players who understand his role in the team. Right
100%.
now, United
Yeah.
guys are expecting Casemiro to do that box. Casemiro not going to do that box,
It's
bro.
not.
He's
It's
not going to be
not.
a box for United.
Thank
He's not
you.
going
He
to
ends
do
up
that.
being
Right?
exposed with his late lunges.
Yo, Fitz.
Yeah. And the difference is that Casemiro played with guys who could retain the ball. So Casemiro got to mark a fast baller. Seven loser has to go recover again. I'm a kick ball. After the third time, because I'm a capin daughter, smacky foul. We are cheek with him. Winning my crown. I want to buy one. We need polling and pass. We need polling and pass. And mean, Nani, you can capillo mundo. So I want to go to eventually, now as the team, you realize it doesn't. Maybe we need to get someone who's going to be able to hold the ball, going to be able to.
You see,
And I don't know if that's what they see in Mounts, then so be it.
No. Mount can't hold for jack shit. That's why I didn't want to let menu. And I'm not gassing him up and saying he's elite. I'm just saying he does the simple things. Number 6s, even when you look at Aston Villa's number 44,
only made you do the simple thing, brother. You do the simple things. I'll sit down, Don. Busquets, the best player in the world, but I'll sit down, Busquets, because he does the simple things. Yampresa, Shagivi. Yampresa, Shagival. Yampresa, Fagumzilla between the ball. Or just simple, 2 touch, triple ball, passing them peggy. And as a holding mid, Ungawa is star, Bakfagu Palondo, team select 11, because you're doing the basic things right.
100%.
Schweinsteiger, very, very sort of player was very utility player across the field. But Schweinsteiger did everything well. Schweinsteiger 2 touch, 3 touch. You know, Schweinsteiger said, "Pisa kera na bola, sa pushing in the ball, sa phone dribble in." Let's move him, the ball. Let's move the ball. That's what people say. So a chicken not. Why don't kitchen man ball 4-5 steps to back chica? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I couldn't elephant in the room, gents, while we are on the subject of Chica, I'm a play. No, Maguire.
Oh, na.
I don't think that's an elephant. That's
it's not.
No, it's not. Maguire's not going to be playing, Don.
Yeah.
So
he's not.
I'm Chica value. I'm just emphasizing with wow, I'm Veluvai, daughter. Wow, I'm Veluvai.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow, I'm Veluvai. Take me so let's busy now, go my friend.
You see now, it's and what do you mean if easy target to Maguire, bro? You can see for yourself.
It's a question.
That
it's
he's
a question.
Not
My
good
view.
enough.
Okay, so let me tell you this. So I play keeper. When I play indoor, and
let's see your left hand. Let's see your hand.
That's why he's making.
Keeper, but pay Alessandra, bro. You're telling me come on, Pama Siche, with the Ababa. I want
the good thing I'm not a fighting person.
My mom be Villa Le Party Peso. I want
So as the keeper, you've got the best view in the house when it comes to it is like as it goes. And a lot of these players need to listen to keeper for them to understand it. Whether positionally, you're in the wrong position now. You have to listen to your keeper. So Onana having a crack at Maguire. Maguire, sure, fine, he is an easy target. And he's to blame for losing that ball. Because I can't remember the player that he passed. Hold on. This is what happened. He passed the ball, Maguire, plan. Because his first touch was horrible. We said that Puma corner, and the player was the same Valili. Yes. Yeah. So now the team is, and then Maguire doesn't have the pace. Let's be honest.
That's another.
And now he's jogging back. As he's jogging back, Onana pulls the save. The player that he's gonna go at is the player that sure fine. Why don't you clear the ball?
Yeah.
Right.
Pass keeper. Diego passo keeper. Olha na conta do pessoal, I'm passing. That's what I don't know problem. Olha no joga fini pola nyanza. Olha no busy pola from striker, ba. Busy pola from pola. Asa.
Yeah. But what's good Mfethu, is that thing of him, demanding, players like Maguire to step it up and excellence, and that's what you're meant to do, especially if you're playing for a big club.
Peter Michael, if I recall, guys, Michael used to do that.
Yeah,
I'm a defender.
That's fine, don't know. Like Roy Keane. If you're trash, you would know.
Yeah.
You would know in the team if you are trash in front of Roy Keane. He would not hide from you. He would not. We feel and it's, sometimes we need to be fair. To everyone. Maguire is not good enough. So he needs to check.
It's also falling into this. It's falling into this thing of these unsaids that sure fine. Why you mhambisa to your tournament, your off-season tournament, when you know very well he's not part of your plans? So what is he taking just an extra seat? Is he there for vibes? You've stripped him of his captaincy. He's come out and he said he didn't like the way that it happened. What's next? Just we market once and then get it over and done with. Advertising, for crying out loud. If you have to put him out on loan, if you want to put him out on that, because it's getting to a point where it's disrespectful to the man, and the English are touched by that because he's still their captain, their national team captain. So now
it's Southgate's captain.
Yeah, it's Southgate's captain, dog.
Now he's getting touched because it is disrespect to a certain degree. Which you stripped him of the captaincy. What's next? If I get 40 million price tag, cut your losses, avai. If no one is wanting, loan him out and then subsidize my wages. Like I don't know what wages he's on, but get him out.
He's close to 200. That's all I can say. It's one.
No,
high.
Close to 200.
It's 200 something, like 180.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but for Maguire, to feel like Maguire, bro. Like,
no, but like when you got him, he was you perceived him to be a savior, and he wasn't. But like, I wonder if he was on 250, that's a different conversation.
Yeah,
but those smaller clubs don't pay 150k.
They don't.
Or an
that's my
center back.
So, and Maguire is a small club.
Those teams already have small budgets in Ghana. They can't afford the wage.
If you can find a team that's gonna pay Guy 100 when you subsidize the 80.
The only place you can go for that is like Italy. And so forth. They can
they don't rate him, dog.
Okumbule, if we have Italy, there's going to be an expectation. They don't watch him week in, week out. So he's going to lose the captaincy. England.
But another thing is as well.
Yeah, it's fine. Like Chakabo Smalling now have been doing well, and they haven't been called up to the squad. So if you want to prolong your career, then it shouldn't be about the.
He knows if we have to another foreign league, he's gonna lose his spot.
Yeah, but another thing is that
you guys still have Jones.
Yeah, well, he's out. He left to Jones at the end of the season. He was there, right? And the reason why he stayed for long is because of his salary. Yeah, and that's our problem right now at United. It's hard getting rid of these guys because of the salary situation, you know. And yeah, I mean, I just think Maguire lacks self-awareness. I mean, dog, it's not. We're not bullying him in any way. I'm not that type of fan who would even boo him because he was getting booed at this morning's game, bro. Which is bad.
I didn't like that.
By our fan base, we're not meant to, do that. Now myself, I'm not a fan of his, but I'd never boo him or
Where was this? Where
in America? We're playing in America. Yeah.
Okay,
so
American. Remember the Americans. The Americans don't quarter. Their context of football is what they see on Twitter and shit. So
that's true.
They let it play out in reality. But no, I don't appreciate when you start booing your own players. He might not be the best, or he's not good. He might not be.
It's just terrible.
He's not good. Don't prolong this as don't drag it.
Yeah, no, that's true. I fully agree. He just needs to leave, man. I just maybe think he believes that he still got it, and that's a problem, bro. When a player just doesn't have any self-awareness, thinks that they are a superstar. It's good to have self-belief, but you also need to, look in the mirror.
Wait in.
Look at the people who are around you. Look at the center backs that are ahead of you, and measure yourself accordingly with those people.
Luke Shaw is now ahead of him.
Look at the previous guys who held the armband, Ron. Who's bagging now with you? How far off am I from Abu Rekin, Abu Rio Vidic, Abu Yapstam,
No, I'm good. Chelsea just made a signing from this French player. Sorry, I didn't read.
Kisasi,
yeah. I'm good.
You know what?
Rumor we wanted it at Chelsea. I don't believe that. That's a disaster.
So you don't believe my rumor about French centre backs?
Hey,
About?
Black French centre backs.
That's your theory. That's your theory.
But
My theory.
Yeah.
You know, you have another black centre back who you bought for 80 million, who you buying another one to replace that one. Not replace, but be backup for that one.
yeah.
In the hospital one. This week it's gonna be this one. Next week it's gonna be that
Yeah,
one.
but Uchis has a point with the injury prone side of things, Mbana, because hey, even no Varane,
Salibi.
but Varane,
No, my week. My week.
yeah, they just it's strange though. It really is strange when you look at their build. I mean, it's like when you look at who's this
It's
guy
like African is in them, but yet still I'm
Saliba.
their body.
yeah, it's even Saliba, you know, yeah. Varane is part of the theory as well.
I can sit here. I can sit here
Yeah.
and hoy a list of like 20 names, bro. I just need someone to comment and say hoy it, and I hoy like 20 black French defenders who are just injury prone.
Yeah.
It's like that
And
thing,
just go
Uguti,
for it.
they were once like strikers and midfielders and wingers, and then they like got injured young age, and they were like, hey, you know what? Thinking with centre back, I don't have to run too much, or a defender, yeah. But
Yeah.
you can't run away from the fact that you get injuries as a player.
Yeah.
The way you play football, the way you run, sometimes is a big factor. The way you there's a lot of things that go into the psyche of players who are injury prone, and
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, Jack Wilshere, the way
Yeah.
igwegwe lakhe was so loose mangadlala ibhola. Uyambona umuntu ukuthi lo umuntu angalimala noma kunini Jack Wilshere.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Umendi was too heavy for a person who bombs up and down in the wing. There's no way
Yeah.
with you weighing something like
One
90K and you're bombing up and down the wing.
Hey, but he was
Yeah.
bombing. He was bombing in that bathroom. But anyway, James, I have to log off. If you get that joke.
Yeah. No. Let's call it a night, kids. Yeah. And of course, PSL also starts this week, guys. You know, I think I want us to have a PSL show, Cheese Dog. Are you up for it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely up for it. I am up for it,
Hey,
Baba.
just
We
look
have no-
Kone iChiefs angazi if niyibonile bedlala against Argentina this weekend. Kwenzakalani? Na iChiefs ne-Argentina. Cishe yadliwa nokudliwa futhi.
Hey,
No, Chiefs
No,
must
it was
tell
1-0, I
them.
think.
Yeah.
Ngibonile 2-21 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Usho Chiefs against who's that guy? Who's that guy? Chiefs against Township Rollers.
Oh, Township
I get
Rollers.
paid.
Hey.
I get paid
By
to
the
be
way,
a kid, bro.
yeah, we need to have a PSL show this week.
So shy.
Yeah. But anyway,
I
guys,
don't worry, Paul. Uzombona this season. Uzombona this season with all my injuries.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Help a brother out. Sihle and Cheese, I'd like to thank you guys for availing yourself once again. This is Easy Sport. And we out. Usha's got Lukaku, boy. Kisses every single bad.
Hayi, ngcono than ubani lo Maxwell Cornet upointa spawns. Joe, Jets.